Welcome back to another edition of All Chiefed Up. I am Steve and I'm here with Mike. Today we're going to be doing a pregame analysis on Thursday night's matchup against the Green Bay Packers. But first, we have something super exciting today. We are going to reveal the winner of our mystery box for hitting 1K subs.
We are. I've got the box right here behind me. The bag is secured. It's full of all kinds of goodies and things that we picked up for you while we were in Kansas City on our trip. And we actually got the winner to announce right now. We've got the winner, don't we, Steve?
We do. So let's just get a drum roll, please.
Let's go. Trish, you are the lucky winner. We see you commenting on YouTube. You've been with us from the beginning, it seems. I'm glad your name got drawn. Everybody else that didn't win, I'm sorry. We're going to give away something probably at 5K, and it's probably going to be maybe bigger than this. So just keep sticking with us, keep commenting, keep being with All Chiefed Up. Trish, right. We need you to give us an email. You can either leave your email in the comments here, or you can just email us at allchiefedup@gmail.com. Give us your address, do what you got to do, and we'll get that box out to you.
Or if you're a brave soul, just stick your address in the comments. Either way works. We just need to know where to ship this box to. All right, guys, you know the drill. If you think Aaron Rodgers is tripping balls so hard right now that he's not even going to play on Thursday, make sure to hit that like button right now. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Now is the time. If you've been watching, you're undecided, go ahead and hit that button. Also, utilize that new share button down there so you can share our videos on your social media. That way your friends and family know where to find good Chiefs content, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, let's just jump right into this Green Bay game on Thursday. It is a Thursday night game. It come at us fast and furious from our Saturday game. We were thinking it was going to be on the weekend. Then we got to looking at the schedule and was like, what in the world? We got a Thursday already. But yeah, this is the 20th matchup in the preseason against the Packers. And did you know, little fun fact here, we are 9 wins, 9 losses, 1 tie. This one right here is going to break the preseason tiebreaker.
So it all lies in the hands of both teams' third and fourth teams.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Dustin Kroom has the fate of Chiefs Kingdom on his back.
We can't all be such great franchises like the Baltimore Ravens and win all of our preseason games.
Oh my God. What an accomplishment over there in Baltimore. Give them a hand, guys. They haven't lost in the preseason. That's got to count for at least something, right?
All right. So the main thing everybody wants to know is what are we looking for this game coming up? Because we're really not sure who's going to be playing, who's not. LaFleur is undecided on if he's even going to play the starters. Reed hasn't announced anything about our starters playing. So it could be a lot of the backups and seeing who is going to make these teams and who's not. So what are we looking for in this matchup?
Yeah, we're looking for a lot of things, but basically it's just about rookie progression, and we're looking for all these guys on the cut line. We want to see who gets cut, who don't get cut, who can play themselves on this 53-man roster, because the big final cut down from, I think, 85 or 80 all the way down to 53 is right after this game. So this is the last chance. Yeah, the last chance they get to show something. So who are you looking to show us some more, Steve? Speaking of, we've talked about that almost after every preseason game, but there's got to be a few guys you're looking for to just come out and maybe do something and just boost themselves onto this roster.
Right. I think there's a good opportunity for some of these quarterbacks to make a case for themselves because they do have some decent receivers to go against on the second and third teams. Romeo Doubs has been playing great. So if he gets out there, maybe they'll get to match up with him and we'll see how they're going to do against a decent receiver. So maybe like Jalen Watson could get out there and just have a really good shutdown game, make some good plays and make his case for being on this 53-man. So that's one that I'll be watching. Also, the defensive tackle position, I want to see how that's going to shake out, and what better time than now because they have 2 good running backs. If Aaron Jones gets to play, we're going to see how those guys are doing in the middle. Also, A.J. Dillon, he's not a pushover, so maybe we'll get to see how our run defense is going to be and see what these defensive tackles are going to do.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think for corners as well, I would love to see Jalen Watson, as you mentioned, and maybe Josh Williams take a little bit step forward. But other than that, we just need to find out who's going to be that solid 4th and 5th option at corner, who we're going to take into the season. Obviously, it's not Lonnie Johnson. They cut him. We had kind of said that at the beginning. We thought he was going to contribute, and that did not happen. Some other corners, I would like to see if Najee Johnson can get on the field enough to do something to see if he can make that 53-man cut line, or is he just practice squad?
Right now, the fact that they didn't utilize him at all in the last matchup, I think they're leaning towards practice squad. But you never know. They could put him out there and let him get a lot of reps this game to see what they need to see. I think you're also again going to see a lot of DiCaprio Boodle. To me, they have to be putting him on the field to evaluate him further because they're not seeing what they like. So maybe they want to see if they can give him a chance to make his case to stay on this team. But right now, I think those two probably on the cut line. Think if anybody might squeeze into this that we're not expecting, it would be Jalen Watson.
Yeah. If I look at the rest of the defense, who I want to see straddling that cut line, I want to see more. Um, we'll start with Kando. I kind of want to see if Kando can make that leap. He's right there on the cut line. We tend to think Kando will make the roster. A lot of people are saying they don't think it's enough, but Kando's one. Malik Herring is another one. Does Malik Herring have enough? I'm also kind of intrigued. Are we going to take Taylor Stallworth? Are we going to not take Taylor Stallworth? Are we going to go ahead and take Shelton? Are we not going to take Shelton? Because I believe Colin Saunders has done enough to get himself on this roster. And it's kind of just going down between these guys and maybe Derek Nottie. But I don't see us going away from Derek Nottie. I could be wrong, but I don't see that. And then when it gets to the linebackers, it's the rookies, it's the UDFAs, it's the Mike Rose, it's the Jack Cochran. Can they pull it off? Or are we just going to go back to the well and we're going to go back to Harris, what we know?
Right. Now, defensive tackles, I think Turk Wharton and Derek Nottie are definitely locks, along with Shelton. I think they signed him for a reason, probably to help in that run stuffing game. And then you got Matt Dickerson, who showed out a little bit, but he's definitely on that cut line, right along with Taylor Stallworth, because Colin Saunders is probably going to make this team. He's made his case strong in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I totally agree. Colin Saunders looked really good. He's starting to get over this injury. It seems that he's fifth year in. This is his fifth year, and this is his time to progress. He's in the contract year here, this fifth year option, and we need to see if he can push it along because he has all the intangibles. He's a really strong guy. He's showing that right now.
Right. The injury bug needs to leave a lot of people alone. Clyde needs to get a good healthy year. Jody needs to get a healthy year in. So yeah, hopefully we can just avoid that altogether. You also mentioned the linebackers. I think that Jermaine Carter looked a lot better than he did in the previous week, but he still looked slow. At times it was very reminiscent of watching Hitchens lug around the field. So I still think he's on that cut line. Definitely because Darius Harris has looked fantastic. Like I think he's looked great for the last couple of weeks, so I think he's made his case to make the 53 man. And then of course Leo was playing well when he was in the game. And then obviously you got Nick Bolton and Willie Gay. So I think those four right now may have a handle on this thing.
Let's just jump over to the offense. I think if I'm going to be looking for people on the offense, I'm going to start with the running back room. Is Pacheco going to get more carries to see if he can still slide into that number 2, number 3 row? We think it's going to be Clyde and McKinnon probably. We also need to take a long look at Rojo again. Have they already decided that they're going to try to maybe trade Rojo? They may cut him. Is he just not getting a fair chance here? I don't know. Are they going to play Rojo more? But if they don't play the ones, does it even help them? There's so many questions to go around, and it's like that running back room's kind of intriguing.
Yeah, it's very telling to me that he didn't even get a single carry this last matchup. So there's one of two things. Either they think they already know what Rojo has to offer and they don't need to, or they're already moved on from him. So I guess we're going to find out on Thursday night. Now, if they give him more of a workload, then maybe they were just waiting to rotate him in and see what he's going to do. But for right now, it looks like Rojo's probably on the outs at KC, if I had to guess.
Right. So if we move on to quarterbacks, we already know the Chiefs are probably just taking 2. It's going to be
Right.
Mahomes and Henne. Kroom's probably going to get the majority of playing time, but I think they're looking to see who they want to put on the practice squad, him or Bouchel. I don't know if they'll take 2 on there. One of them could maybe show enough film to get picked up by another team. So I think they just want to make the right decision between Kroom and Bouchel because next year Henne's probably going to retire, and one of those guys will come up to the second spot. So with the tight ends, you got Noah Gray, you got Blake Bell, you got Travis Kelce, and you got Jody Fortson. Those are the 4 guys. Bushman and Franks are probably going to go on the cut. They're probably going to be out. Maybe one of them goes to the practice squad. I don't know how that'll work. So basically, Steve, it's just leaving the receivers. So let's jump into wide receivers, Steve. Who do you think is gonna separate themselves, and who needs to show more?
So we've talked about this a million times. I think it's the same guys that need to show stuff. It's going to be Josh Gordon, Corey Coleman, Cornell Powell, Jarian Ely, and maybe even Darius Fountain go ahead and solidify that 6th spot. But yeah, it's just the same deal, man. So it really just depends on who they give the reps to. Josh Gordon has played excellent in the preseason, but you wouldn't know it because they never look at his way. So maybe They do this week. Maybe Josh Gordon goes out and has a big day because he's actually getting looked at when he's open. It could go so many ways, man. It's just we don't have a clue, but it's definitely the same guys that we want to see more from. Nothing's changed.
Right. I totally agree. I think when you start getting down to the second, third, fourth teams, offensive line, quarterbacks, whoever, you know the quality of plays coming down. You know the time in the pocket's coming down. The quarterback's got to scramble more. The quarterback can't go to his first read a lot. He can't go to his second read a lot. I think if I'm Andy Reid and I really want to evaluate Josh Gordon and I really want to evaluate Cornell Powell and I really want to evaluate Jerry Ely and maybe even Rojo at this point, I feel like you have to call 5 to 8 plays specifically for each one of these guys and be like, look, the ball's coming to you. The quarterback's told to throw your way. Even if it gets picked, he's going to throw it at you. Make a play. Like, we got to see if you can get open, if you can make a play, and you've got to be the number one option in these situations because, like we said, you can't be the third option on the field all the time and expect Chrome to be able to have enough time in the pocket to find you. It's not going to happen. So we've got to do specific plays to Josh Gordon. Like, I noticed the other day when Josh Gordon threw his hands up, he was wide open. They didn't throw him the ball. He threw his hands up and he was visibly frustrated because this keeps happening over and over. And if you notice, they come right back to him the next play or the play after that, and they went right to him, designed. It looked like they didn't even look at anybody but Josh Gordon right there. So they've got to do more of that, I think, to see if these guys can get something done. Like, give them the one-on-one matchup and let them work and see what they can do.
Right. So I'm super pumped that this is the last preseason game. We've been talking about these same guys over and over and over again. I know you guys all know who we need to be looking at and who we don't need to be looking at. So everybody's right there with us. So one last thing on this Green Bay Packers matchup. I'm really hoping that the starters do play some, just so we can get that look at our first team defense. I would like to see, like some decent matchups with a good quarterback. We got Aaron Rodgers back there throwing, so I'd like to see how McDuffie covers, say, Lazard or Romeo Dobbs or, something like that. But mainly, I want to see how our run defense is going to be because Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon are the perfect duo to see how that's going to be because they're both great runners. So I'm excited to see that. But Mike, are there any in particular matchups, player for player, that you want to see that can help you decide something as far as this roster goes?
As far as the roster goes, not really. I think we know who's right there and who's going to get cut and who's not. I think the one player that can benefit, hands down, is Darian Kinnard. If he can get in the game and he can show some meanness, he can show he knows the playbook, he don't get beat over and over on a bull rush, and he can just be solid. I think that's enough progression that the coaches will be like, look, you're on the roster. By the end of the season, you should be ready to go. Like, if you're needed, you should be there. But I
Right.
think it's Kinnard. I think he's the one that's got to show the most right now because you've even got Jalen Watson, who's a 7th-round pick that's come in and been able to impress to a certain degree, and he's on the radar. And here, Darian Kinnard's standing there with his hands on his hips. So I don't know how we'll get to see this because I think Matt LaFleur already said that he don't even know if he's going to play his starters. But I'm with you. I think our starters should play a little bit, and we should see Kinnard. I would run Kinnard with the twos at best. Maybe you don't want to put him
I
out
would
there with
run him
Mahomes.
I would run him the whole game. Like almost, like as much as you could get. Because I feel like I will die on the Darian Kinnard hill that he will be a right tackle eventually. But it looks like it's going to be a slower progression than we thought. Because everybody knows we thought he was going to come in, just take that spot, and that be that. But of course, things can't be that easy, and that's expecting a lot out of a rookie. It just is, especially a 5th-round pick. So I think they're going to bleed him in slower, but I think he has what it takes. I've just seen too much of Kinnard. I know how he plays. He plays mean. He's strong. He's big. I mean, there's no reason that he can't succeed. So I think they need to get him there. But I would love it if they would just put him in for a majority of this game so we can actually see what's going on. That way, maybe we can get an idea of why he's not being getting the reps or where they're at in his progression.
Yeah. Pops actually commented on the last video, and he says that he thinks that they're doing this to motivate Darian Kinnard. That was this essential, his comment was, maybe they need to light a fire under him, and this is the way to do it. Take away his playing time, and then the next time you get him on the field, he'll be more aggressive. He'll be more mean. He don't want to lose that again.
Well, I
So
mean,
hopefully that's what it is.
if you know Darren Kinnard's attitude and how he plays, very well could be. It's an interesting observation there by old Pops. Likely, probably not, but I mean, it very well could be.
Yeah, I think Darian Kinnard's the one guy I want to see. I don't, everybody else, we kind of know what they bring. And I mean, there's guys that we want to see progress. We still want to see Josh Williams and Jalen Watson, but I actually think Watson's maybe played himself on this team. I still give it 60-40. Like he's still right there on the cut line.
Right.
Lamons has made a good case for himself, though. I'll give him that.
Absolutely. Two more things real quick before we go that I would like to see. Sky Moore, I don't necessarily need to see more from him. He's been playing great, but I would love to see him get that one good big play just to shut up all the haters that are like, oh, Justin Watson's outperforming Sky Moore and he's going to be a bust. And like, no, if you've been watching, you know Sky Moore's good. Things just haven't went perfectly for him. So I'd love to see him get his big play. And I want to see Isaiah Pacheco actually hit the hole on a run play. I want to know that I don't have to worry about that field vision. If I could get those two things, I'd be ecstatic. But yes, Darian Kinnard is the main focal point here because our offensive line has not been the greatest after the first team. So it would feel, make all of us feel a lot better if Kinnard could get in there and look halfway decent. Because right now we're just praying for Lucas Niang to come back off injury.
Yeah, that's pretty bad when you're basing your hopes on Lucas Niang. He ain't that great. But okay, yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for the day. We don't really know a lot about the game. This could always change. Coach Reed could be playing the starters. He may not play the starters. He may go a quarter. He may go 2 snaps. Who knows? This is the last preseason game. Then they have a week bye before they kick into the regular season. So we don't know how it's going to go. So
hey, we're almost to the regular season.
Yeah.
Like how crazy. Like it's been a long road this summer and the whole off season, and we're right here knocking on the door. So we're excited here at All Chiefed Up. And if you guys out there are excited that the season is right here, hit that like button right now. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, be sure to get that taken care of. Get down there and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5K before the season ends, and that is a mighty task from where we're sitting right now. So we're going to need all the help we can get. Hit that share button to share our videos on social media so your friends and family know where to find good Chiefs content on YouTube. Hit the bell so you get notifications when we come out with new stuff. We appreciate everything you do. Congratulations, Trish, on winning the mystery box once again. Like we said, make sure to either email us your address or if you're brave soul, put it in the comments. Either way, we just need to know where to ship the box to and have fun opening it, and we hope you like it.
Yeah, enjoy that thing. You guys enjoy the game on Thursday. We're so close to the season, baby. Hit that subscribe button. There goes a sight from my soul.